awesome to be in the room with you all tonight. I think it's special to come together with so many of you that shared the journey with us, and the chance to reflect on the season with a group of people that sort of were our driving force behind everything that our players go out and do. So to families and friends and our loved ones, our die-hard supporters who show up every week, and whether it's at home and making the goal-kicking end really special, or our run-outs on the road, we love seeing you everywhere we go. So thanks for being here tonight. To our devoted staff within the football program, but also those more broadly around the footy club, we really appreciate everything that you do to make our club and our team tick, and we love to see the joy and excitement on your faces that our girls provide you as well. So thanks for everything that you've done throughout the year, and thanks for being here tonight. And that includes Don, our CEO, and our executive as well. We really appreciate your investment in our program and your buy-in to what we're trying to achieve. So thank you, and great to be here reflecting with you tonight. To our board, there's a good thread between Elizabeth, the captains, and I, so apologies for the repetition. Just think in advance. I'm sorry if I'm repeating myself. I'll stop saying it now. But to JL, Rowan, Jan and Nicole, you've shared it with us. The image that comes to mind, Nicole on a number of road trips, Jan always our driving force of our women's program and such a pioneer of women's football. But JL, fresh off a flight from overseas, jet-lagged and braving the conditions in the Derby, was a real symbol of your investment and support of our program. So thanks, and thanks for being here. To our major partners, BHP, the Wilditch Foundation, Hungry Jacks and Hawaiian, and our other valued partners in the room, thank you. Not only do you support us from a financial point of view and allow our program to do what it does, but I think just your emotional investment in our players and our program's valued as well. You're always offering to support, not just with resourcing, but how can you help our young women develop and be excellent with the other skill sets that you bring. So thank you for that. Our players, really couldn't do what they do without all of you, so appreciate you being here. It gives us an opportunity to tonight celebrate as West Coast, but I think it would be a remiss to skip over some of the achievements that were recognised on Monday night with Ella Roberts at the W Awards. To be recognised, for another outstanding season, Elle, to build on your consistency from last year with back-to-back All-Australians, and then poll really well in the count. A top 5 finish in the league at 20 is pretty impressive, and I think it's one of those easy ones that you can sort of skip over your excellence because we're so used to seeing it, but just know that everyone here in the room is really, really proud of you, and can't wait to see what you continue to achieve. And more than that, just the energy you bring and the joy you bring to your teammates and how much fun you have playing the game. So well done, Elle. But let's reflect. So Team 7, the 7th edition of West Coast AFLW. With the energy and enthusiasm created off the back of some of the growth last year, and with 6 new players, Liz, Lou, Riggsy, Lucy, Dags and Courtney Lindgren added to our list to help make us better, we set off to become a team of humble competitors. A team who played to win no matter what, and who could sustain a connected physical brand of football in all conditions, for 4 quarters and across the length of the season. Team 7 were on a mission to become serious contenders, never to be taken lightly. It started in early February with big numbers turning up consistently and voluntarily months before our official pre-season began, to work on their strength and conditioning and fundamentals through 8 weeks of additional structured training. We went to work on getting fitter and stronger, improving our skills under pressure and starting to lay the foundations for our pre-season. A big focus during this off-season training was setting a standard for how we train. There's a big myth in sport that many of us have probably heard and some of us have probably said, and we've all heard the narrative that champion players or champion teams step up or go to another level in big games, big moments, or on the big stage. That's a myth. We've all been lied to. Champion players don't step up. I believe they default to their average. In pressure moments with lots at stake and under the most scrutiny, chances are everyone defaults to their average. So to perform in these moments, it seemed futile to be chasing being remarkable or to hope we step up when it mattered. We had to accept that it all mattered. We just had to build our average. Every training session, every kick, every rep in the gym, done with purpose, every player pushing to jump up to the next MAS group, every opportunity to ask questions and learn, every opportunity to seek help or to help someone else, every chance to instruct or give feedback, every player buying into their role. These are the things that would determine our average. The season had many highlights, which we've enjoyed talking about, but let's go again. 6 AFLW debuts with Kayla Dalgleish, Lou Painter, Kaylee Kavanagh, Charlotte Riggs and Courtney Lindgren, who joined us late in the piece as an injury replacement player. Lucy Boyd as well, and then Annabelle Johnson, Liz McGrath and Lisa Steen debuting for West Coast. Steenie in really unusual circumstances but represented the club really well, and I think, as our captains mentioned, was a really good symbol and reward for the buy-in and support that our train-on players provided us all year. With a small squad, your team-first mentality and selflessness to just chuck on a bib, go and stand on a cone, play out of position, anything that we asked of you and that you thought would help our players develop and improve, they would do. So really grateful for that. Our 2 rising stars, the housemates, who, good luck to anyone that moves in there, but it works, thankfully. A 5-goal fourth quarter comeback against St Kilda, record scores kicked, 6 wins, which was our most ever in a season. We almost doubled our best ever for and against percentage. We reached finals for the first time, and there were 5 players named in the 22 under 22 squad. Wrenchy, let's not talk about it, stiff to miss out, but I think the All-Australian forward line know who you are. Charlie Thomas, Georgie Cleaver, Lou Painter and Ella Roberts, who was named captain, which was no mean feat in a star-studded team. But all of this was visible and measurable evidence that we're on the right track. The most important thing for us, though, staff and players, to understand is that these milestones were only outcomes, byproducts of what you did last year and not something that's unlocked and then guaranteed. We know sport doesn't work that way. Outcomes are isolated to a moment. They happen. They feel good, like kicking 5 goals against St Kilda or playing our brand for 4 quarters against Geelong, realising we would play finals for the first time. Outcomes that feel good. Or they can feel bad. Being headed by Essendon in the last play of the day, falling short to Fremantle, again. Feeling a bit powerless for a half against Melbourne, and then having the game taken away from us in 1 quarter against Carlton in a final. Outcomes happen, but they won't really matter again when we play next. The competition just takes them away from us. By the time you guys pull on the jumper again, it'll be 0-0. The season resets, and the outcomes of this season, they don't count. Champion players and teams don't linger and bask in outcomes, nor do they dwell on them. Champions are hungry learners, and they ask why, and then very quickly they ask what's next. So we are a why and what's next team. That's what we've become this year. So that's one of our biggest achievements, and that's where our minds need to stay. So why? We improved our ability to consistently train with purpose, train to win. We grew the number of pros we have, from celebrating 3 to 4 elites like they were gifted, to understanding that they had learnt it, that they make choices and they'd created habits. We grew our critical mass of players whose average was elite. Instead of those 3 to 4 standing out because they do, it became more recognisable if you didn't. And we were prepared to have those conversations. It meant we have more players up to the rigours of the game and could compete more consistently week to week. You invested in each other, Time spent having meaningful conversations, helping others in your role, wholeheartedly supporting and celebrating each other's quirks and achievements on and off the field. Making sure we didn't miss an opportunity to have fun, because footy is supposed to be fun. Trusting each other enough to be on when we needed to be on and off when we can be off. The best teams get both of those right, and we're getting closer. You didn't shy away from challenging moments. The Essendon review, the Melbourne loss, the lessons from Adelaide. When we weren't winning, we were learning. Leaning into being hungry learners meant you turned these failures into gifts. You lent on your strong relationships and learnt to challenge each other more. Because you cared. Because clear is kind and you wanted to help. So that's why, and now what's next? First, we celebrate our award winners tonight, and then take a breath and prioritise our loves away from football. But pretty quickly, we need to find a way to build our why and what's next, collectively and individually, into our lifestyles. The game's evolving rapidly. The professionalism we crave for the AFLW competition, it won't happen to you. It will be created by you. The professionalisation of our game won't be created at AFL House. Champion players and teams behave like champions long before the rest of the world recognises them as one. It's the same with professionalisation. It's already being created. I was there on Saturday night. It's being created by teams like North Melbourne, who are the benchmark we are chasing and aspiring to go past. Like last off-season, we need to convert more pros who can find the balance. Not to lose sight of who you are and what's important to you away from here, but to make enough wise choices so that who you are away from here sits alongside being an elite athlete and us improving our average again. Last year's average was better, but each season this competition just keeps getting better and improving. Our finals berth will mean that we get a much harder fixture. How good. We just need to improve our average again and get it up there with the best. Lean into our growth from this year, draw on the evidence that we gathered, and we go again. Humble competitors and hungry learners who can be themselves, enjoy helping each other and working hard together, and who don't miss an opportunity to have fun. With that in mind, I'd really like to thank the dedicated people who support our players to do that. The coaches and staff within our program who are passionate, they live our values and go above and beyond to make our team better. Belonging to a football team is extremely rewarding. It's a sense of belonging to something bigger than yourself. It's dynamic, it's fun, but it's also long hours beyond what you're paid for. It's regularly stepping outside of your job description to get things done. It's being thrown a bib without warning or being asked to hold a bump bag despite not having a single intact ACL. It's an always-on job. Coding, planning, supporting, communicating, and it's weekends on the road carrying around the pressures of leaving the load of little ones on your partners. As a leader of our program, I'm truly grateful for the energy you bring and the sacrifices you make to make our players better. And as many of you would have your partners here in the room, I'd like to thank you guys as well. Thanks for allowing them to give so much to our program and for sharing your people with us. As an extension of the staff, I'd also like to thank our captains, Bella Lewis and Charlie Thomas, who took on duties for the first time this year. Obviously, they support and lead our playing group really well, but they also provided a heap of support to me personally, our coaches and staff, and I'd like to thank them for their leadership, passion for the program, their care for the people in it, and their hunger and drive to improve us and themselves personally. Belle and Charlie was really well supported by Michaela Weston and Hooks, who I'll speak about in a minute, as well as Ali Drennan. So thanks to those five in our leadership group for taking on the extra responsibility and for helping to drive our program forward. To Hooks, congratulations on an amazing career, Hooks, and I hope you're really looking forward to the next chapter that you've deserved. I think when you talk about champions being champions before someone comes and taps them on the shoulder to be one, I think you've really symbolised that. You were a pro before this game demanded it, and you have been for a long time. And I think the legacy that you will leave when I've only had the pleasure of seeing it up close for the last couple of years, but if I was to summarise it, I'd call it no excuses is the legacy that you leave, because through all the evolutions of the competition, all the adversity you've faced, 2 pregnancies, the way that you parent and take on motherhood with amazing strength and grace and love. You're an incredible role model for all of us, but I just think, I've watched you this year and through your pregnancy with Zara, and just thought how lucky are these young people in our program that they get to watch you do what you do. So for you to do all that, you just show what's possible, and you do it at a really high standard, whatever you do. So I'm excited about what you do next, but your no excuses legacy is one that I think I'll be always grateful for, and the people in the program will be grateful for, because you've just continued to achieve despite everything that you've taken on. So congratulations, and thank you as well. I wasn't quite done, but I'll keep going. I do want to thank you. You take on a job as a rookie coach who's never been a senior coach before, and when you get to a footy club and you realise there's someone like Hooks in the playing group, I tell you what, it's it was a relief. So thank you for your support of me personally and your counsel over the journey. And to Mark, who's here tonight, to Trish, your mum, Alice and Zara, who weren't just welcome as part of our program, but made us better. It was awesome to have them around. It was a pleasure to share this with you and to have you guys supporting Hooks and part of our team. So we're going to miss you, Hooks, but we'll also miss Mark and Trish and Zara and Alice as well. So please come back whenever you want. I'm sure Alice will. We'll have the pleasure from hearing from Hooks in a minute, but yeah, I just wanted to thank her myself. And as an extension of that, just to any of our players, obviously this is a really dynamic time in football. Things never stay the same. There's always a lot of changes. So to the players and staff that aren't with us at West Coast moving forward, just wanted to take the opportunity to thank you for your contributions, and just to say that I hope you always feel like you belong to West Coast and that West Coast belongs to you. Thank you for all of your contributions, and you're always a West Coast person, and welcome back. So that's it from me. Enjoy looking back and reflecting on our season, and a massive congratulations in advance to all the award winners that we'll celebrate tonight. Thank you. As I was walking off stage, I actually made contact with Mick Walter, and I just wanted to thank you for being here tonight, you and Duggo. Not just for being here, but your support of our program, turning up at games means a lot. The support you've offered our young leaders, Duggo, and Andrew, just your open door policy for myself and our coaches to come in and learn from you guys. And I think there's great energy around the football club and what we're building, and we just wanted to wish you all the best for the season and look forward to sharing your journey with you now and learning from you and building this together. So thanks for coming tonight.